जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Haribol. जंग विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत शिष्यमत अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की ISKCON विवरी फाउंडर आचार्य डिवाइन ग्रेस श्री प्रभुपाद की जंग विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत शिष्यमत भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्री प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की श्री श्री राधा माधव ललिता विशाखा सखी की श्री श्री जानकी जानकी वल्लभ लक्ष्मण हनुमान की श्री श्री निताई गौर सुंदर की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की समवेत गौर भक्तविंद की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshurunmilitang Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitang Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Sa Padantikam Vandeham Sri Gura Sri Juta Padakamalang Sri Gurung Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupang Sagrajatang Sahagana Raghunatha Nitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitang Shabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitangscha Namong Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhaivasya Patitanang Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaudatishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Navandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karati vachalam panghulanghaete giring Yatkripa tamaham bande Shri Gurung dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Isharam Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. So welcome everyone for the second day discussion on the life of Ajamila, and the title of the topic is A Second Chance. There is no two, only one time, second chance. So yesterday we are discussing the questions by Parikshit Maharaj. And what was the question? how the living entities can be saved from going to hellish planets. We don't like to go to hellish planets. But as long as there will be lust, anger and greed, it is explained these are the three royal roads, 3-lane towards hell. And speed is very high, more than expressway. And in order to stop that process, Sukadeva Goswami recommended the most effective and powerful process to stop entering into the hellish planet is surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna and develop attraction for Krishna's name, form, qualities and pastimes. Even if someone has not fully realized Krishna, if someone has taken full shelter of Krishna and get attracted by his name, forms, qualities and pastimes, then even in dreams, he will not be allowed to see the form of Jamaraj. So this is the power of surrender to Krishna. And in order to explain that philosophy, Sukadeva Goswami started narrating a story. Because philosophy we forget, but story is very difficult to forget. That's why we started narrating the story. And story is connected with a Brahmana. And what was the name of that Brahmana? Ajamila. And he is from this state only. The place is Kannakubja that time, when that happened, but present name of that place is Kannauj. It's not far from Kanpur. So we are very homely about this pastime because it happened in this place. And Ajamil was a Brahmana and with so many qualities. And we concluded our session yesterday with those qualities. So quality association leads to good qualities in our character. Now what happens if we get in touch with bad association? So this is the next stage of the story. But Ajamila lost all these good qualities. Why? Because of bad association. So what happened? Ajamila was a Brahmana, and they used to organize fire sacrifices, yajna, chanting mantras, doing yajna. These are the activities of Brahmana. Yesterday we discussed also, there are 6 kinds of activity a Brahmana does. Do you remember? Okay. Patan Patan, Jajan Jajan, Dan Patigrahan. Patan Patan means study Veda, teach Vedas. Jajan Jajan, do yajna, teach yajna. And accept charity, give charity. And there are 9 qualities of Brahmana which are explained in Bhagavad Gita. And you should memorize that verse also, very important, because Prabhupada wanted us to develop Brahminical qualities. And we discussed the main 2-3 qualities yesterday. Samodama taposaucham chantirarjavam evacha jnana vijnanam astikyam brahma karma sabhavajam. These are the 9 qualities. And starting from sama, dhamma and tapa. Samadama means controlling our mind and senses, and tapa means doing austerities. So these are the main qualities of Brahmana. But all these qualities will be lost if we are in bad association. So what happened? Ajamila, he wanted to collect some wood and other paraphernalia of the yajna to the forest. And while he was coming back, he saw a Sudra and Sudrani, a low-class man, was having intimate association with a prostitute. And that association triggered lusty desires very badly in the heart of Ajamila. And then he became victim of that lusty desires and he lost all his Brahminical qualities. So that is the subject matter now. And we'll chant a verse from Srimad Bhagvatam that explains that situation of Ajamila. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 1, text number 62. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanang Namaskrityam Narang Chaiva Narottamam Deving Saraswating Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nastiki Stambhayam Atmana Atmanam Javat Sattang Jathasutam Na Sasako Samadhatum Mano Madana Vepitam Stambhayam Atmana Atmanam Yavat Sattam Jathasutam Na Sasako Samadhatum Mano Madana Vepitam Stambhayam Atmana Atmanam Javat Sattam Jathasutam Na Sasako Samadhatum Mano Madana Vepitam. Stambhayan, trying to control. Atmana, by the intelligence. Atmanam, the mind. Yavat Sattam, as far as possible for him. Yatha Sutam, by remembering the instruction of celibacy, brahmacharya. Not even to see a woman. No, not. Sasaka was able. Samadhatum, to restrain. Manaha, the mind. Madanavepitam, agitated by Cupid or lust desire. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Translation. As far as possible, he patiently tried to remember the instructions of the Shastras, not even to see a woman. With the help of this knowledge and his intellect, he tried to control his lusty desires, but because of the force of Cupid within his heart, he failed to control his mind. Purport. Unless one is very strong in knowledge, patience, and proper bodily, mental, and intellectual behavior, controlling one's lusty desire is extremely difficult. Thus, after seeing a man embracing a young woman and practically doing everything required for sex life, even a fully qualified Brahmana, as described above, could not control his lusty desires and restrain himself from pursuing them. Because of the force of materialistic life, to mental self-control is extremely difficult unless one is specifically under the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead through devotional service. So, Ajamila became victimized by lusty desires. And that is the root of our material existence. We are in this material world because of lusty desires. Material world is governed by lust, spiritual world is governed by love. So what is the difference? Difference is very simple. Atmendriya priti vancha tare bole kam, Krishnendriya priti ichha dhare premanam. It is very beautifully explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Activity externally cannot determine whether that is lust or love. It is the internal aspect. What is the internal aspect? The desire. Atmendriya priti vancha tare bole kam. When we do our activity for our own selfish desires, when we want to fulfill our own selfish desires, then that activity turns into lust. And what is love? When that same activity is done for the pleasure of the Lord, for the satisfaction of the senses of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rishikena, Rishikesha, Sevanang Bhakti Ruchyate. So when we engage our senses, mind and other things in the service of the Lord, for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, then that activity becomes love. So love is the driving force of spiritual existence. And lust is the driving force of material existence. We say lust is anartha. Lust is anartha. Why? What is the meaning of anartha? Which is having no value. Artha, anartha. Just like Indian rupees are very useful in India. And when we go to other country, maybe America, then this rupee will not work. That artha will not have any value. So that artha will become anartha. And what is artha in USA? Dollars. Very good, you know this. In the same way, lust is the artha of material world. If you want to stay in material world, what do you need? Lust. If you don't have lust, you cannot stay in this world. So lust is the common feature of this world. If someone is lusty, that is normal. If someone is not lusty, is abnormal. I told also yesterday, somebody came to Prabhupada, I am not feeling lusty. So Prabhupada, he thought he was trying to impress Prabhupada. And Prabhupada advised him, go and see the doctor. Because two kinds of people don't have lusty desire. One, who is diseased, and another category who is pure devotee. In between, all are having lusty desires. The purpose of our life is to free ourselves from lusty desires. That is the main reasons of spiritual practice. This anartha is the root. Kamo esha, krodha esha, rajaguna samudbhava. This is the root. We have to address the root. And before addressing the root, we have to know what is lust. Because if you don't know the details of the enemy, you cannot fight with it. Right? If you want to fight, then you should know the details of the enemy. Where he is located, what's his strength, what's his weakness. You have to know all the details. Then you can fight it properly. So what are the effects of lust? And what is the cause of lust? And what is the address of lust? Very, very important to know. So what is the cause of lust? Rajaguna. And what is the real original cause of lust? Avidya. And what is the meaning of avidya? Who does not have vidya? What is avidya? I explained yesterday, not knowing sambandha gyan. What is the sambandha gyan? Jive Sarufai, Krishner Nityadas. If you don't have that knowledge, then we are in avidya. And if we have avidya, then we will be governed by three modes of material nature. And if you are governed by three modes of material nature, we will be captivated by lusty desires. Okay? And where lust resides, residence, Bhagavad Gita also explains. Address is very important. So what is the address of lust? Senses, mind, and intelligence. Means everywhere. Just like Paramatma is all-pervading, lust is also all-pervading. Wherever you see, what you will see? Lust. Everything searches with lusty desire. Very dangerous enemy. Very, very dangerous, right? So now, we have to see, we have to understand why lust is bad. Some people say it's good. So why it is bad? There must be some bad effects, right? There are three bad effects which are listed here. There can be many more. This is the primary bad effects. First is, lust makes us blind. Already you are blind, then it becomes more powerful. Number two, lust takes away good association. And number three, lust keeps us bind in this material world. It should be bound, not bind. Lust keeps us bound in this material world. So these are three effects which are unfavorable in our spiritual journey. So I'll try to analyze these three. Lust makes us blind. Example is Silana Mishra. He was also from a very good family, but he was attracted to a prostitute. Her name was Chintamani. And every day he used to visit her. One day, one of his family members, I think his father died. And that day, that evening, it was raining heavily. His father died. Then his relatives told Silana, please don't go today. Because he used to visit Chintamani every day. But Silana said, no, I have to go. I cannot stay without going to her. Heavy rain, and he had to cross a river to reach the residence of Chintamani. So that day, river was overflowing because of the heavy rain, and there was no boat. How to cross? And he saw a log of wood. And he immediately jumped and grabbed that log of wood and swam across that river. And when he crossed, and the doors and windows were closed, how to enter? So he saw that one rope is hanging from the tree. So he grabbed that rope and went up to the roof and entered into the room of Chintamani. Chintamani was shocked. She also heard that the death news of his family. Heavy rain, evening, still Silana is here. She was very surprised. And she asked, how did you cross the river? He said, oh, there's a log of wood. Then how you climbed up? He said, there's a rope. He said, let me check. So when she went out to check, that log of wood, that was not a log of wood, that's a dead body. And when she was checking the rope, that was not a rope, that was a snake. So that's the power of lust. Makes us blind. You may say it happened, may not happen to us. It happened, it's happening, and is going to happen. This is eternal. Okay, this is the eternal identity in this material world. So lust makes us blind. You cannot see things. That's why he's also saying love is blind. So we say that actually, that love in this world, he said love makes us blind. And marriage is the eye-opener. That's what he said. You can start seeing when you marry, right? But spiritual love, which is real love, opens up our vision. We can see things. That is the beauty of love, real love. Because real love means which is connected with Krishna. Second effect of lust is, lust takes away good association. Example, Kala Krishna Das. Have you heard the name? He was assisting Mahaprabhu while Mahaprabhu was traveling in South India. Mahaprabhu started his South Indian tour from Jagannath Puri. So he was the assistant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. From a good family. But somehow he became victimized. by lusty desires. When there is a group, Prabhupada used to translate gypsy group, means those who spend time with the ladies, loose association in South India, and he became attracted by that. And he left Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu is the embodiment of love. Mahaprabhu is love himself. See the power of lust. Okay? So Mahaprabhu came to give love of Godhead, and he is traveling with Mahaprabhu. Still, lust is so powerful. He gave up the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and joined this group. But Mahaprabhu rescued him. But the point is that when we are victimized by lusty desire, we give up good association. Just like Kala Krishna Das gave up the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the best association we can have in the whole creation. He gave that up also. Why? When lusty desires are awakened in our heart, it's very difficult to discriminate what is good, what is bad. Rather, opposite happens. When you are victimized by lust, good appears bad and bad appears good. We lose discrimination. So that is the second effect of lust. Third, lust keeps us bound in this material world. This is the binding force. As long as we have lusty desires, we cannot come out from this material existence. This is so powerful. And Prabhupada says, if you have lusty desires, you cannot experience the bliss of Krishna consciousness. Impossible. Lust and Krishna consciousness cannot go together. That's why lusty desires are very strong binding force in this material world. So now we discuss about the problem. Now there should be solution, right? The Shastra is very wonderful. Shastra does not talk about only problem. Shastra also gives the solution. So we should learn from this. Our tendency is to always identify the problem, but we don't come up with the solution. What is a symptom of maturity? Symptom of maturity is that we can identify the problem, but we should come up with the solution to those problems. So give up the habit of only telling this problem, this not happening, that's not happening. So this kind of identifying problems is not the real maturity. That is the symptom of immaturity. Only seeing the problems. Because seeing problems, you don't need to be qualified. Seeing problems is the integral character of conditioned living entity. That's the integral nature. So finding faults or finding problem, you don't need any training. Because that training happened in our life. Very systematic training we took. How to find faults. And we got PhD in that education. Okay? So finding fault is not a great quality. Anybody can see bad in others. That's why I explained there are 5 levels of people. 5th level, they only see bad in others. They cannot see good. Just like Paramatma is all over, that kind of people see only faults in others all over the world. He cannot, or she cannot, they cannot see any good in others, only bad. 4th level, they see both good and bad, but they only focus on bad. That is 4th level. 3rd level, they see both good and bad equally. Second level, they see both good and bad, but they focus on good. And the top level is they see only good. If we want to enter into the spiritual world, we have to come to the first level. But Prabhupada expected that as practicing devotee, we should be at the second level. Then we have some hope to achieve perfection. So what is saintly association? Where we talk about good qualities of others. That is called sadhu sangha. What is saintly association? Where we talk about good qualities. And what is bad association? When we talk about bad qualities of others. That is asatsanga. Externally, we cannot judge it's a satsang or asatsang. What we do? Krishna says, Macchitta madgata prana badhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mang nityang tushyanti cha ramanti cha. The devotees, they derive great pleasure by discussing about Krishna. That is the essence of discussion amongst the devotees. So devotees, they only discuss good things. That is sadhu sangha. And what is good? Krishna is good. Prabhupada said, what is good? Krishna is good. Whatever is not Krishna, that is bad. Very simple. He is a bad person, good person, what is the definition? If he is connected with Krishna, good. If it is not connected with Krishna, bad. Simple or complicated? Very simple. But it's so simple for us because very difficult for us to accept simple things because our mind is very complicated. So how to take care of this problem? Lust. So you can take care of lust by lust. Lust can take care of lust. L, leave bad association. U, understand the bad effects of lust. S, sincerely seek shelter. T, tolerate provoking situation. So these are the 4 formula. Easy to remember. Because in Kali Yuga, very difficult to remember long things. Everything should be very short. Every year is like that. Previously, it used to be 5-day test match in cricket, right? Then it became 1 day. Now it became, what it became? 2020. You should tell, no problem. No problem. So things are very difficult because we don't have that kind of quality to hear or see things for a long time. I was telling other day, when Mahaprabhu used to hear Bhagvatam, every day he used to hear 3 hours Bhagvatam. Raghunath Das Goswami used to narrate 3 hours Mahaprabhu's pastime every day in Vrindavan. When Srila Prabhupada was chanting the holy name, doing kirtan in Tompkins Square Park for 3 hours. But very difficult for us. Because in Kali Yuga, 3 hours is very difficult. That's why Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita in 45 minutes. And that's why Prabhupada had only 45 minutes Bhagavatam class. He knew. Because after some time, class does not remain class. What happens? we enter into different world, right? That is the problem, because we don't have that kind of patience. So that's why to remember certain principles, we need to have some strategy. So acronym is very attractive and is very easy to remember. So last L, leave bad association. So first, Sangha. Somebody asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is the symptom of a Vaishnava? Who is a Vaishnava? So Mahaprabhu said, Asat Sangha Tyag, Ei Vaishnavachar, Stri Sangi Aka Sadhu, Krishna Bhaktvar. So Mahaprabhu said, the symptom of a devotee is that he gives up bad association. That is a symptom. Then you may say, our movement is a preaching movement, preaching is the essence. Then we should stay at our home and just chant Hare Krishna, then what to do with the preaching? Then we cannot preach. One thing is taking Sangha, another one is giving Sangha. Preaching means giving Satsanga to those who are not Sat. That is the purpose of preaching. But we have to be qualified. In the name of preaching, we should also know that we should not forget our limitations. Prabhupada always encouraged to take risk, but Prabhupada said, please take calculated risk. We should know our capacity. According to our capacity, we should preach. That is very, very important. That's why we need guidance. Preaching should be guided by a mature devotee. Otherwise, there will be accident. Somebody came to Srila Prabhupada, is a very famous example. Prabhupada, getting people in the Western world is very difficult. Now also difficult, that time also was difficult. But Saturday night club is a very good place. No need of any advertisement. And whole night we can preach. So many books can be distributed. What do you think, Prabhupada, about this idea? Prabhupada said, idea is great, but make sure you come back. So power of bad association, we have to really understand. So it's very, very powerful, because we have seen that people take these things very easily. Prabhupada said one of the problems devotees are having, they are not scared of Maya. Devaki was very, very fearful about Kamsa. One of the symptoms of Krishna consciousness is that we should be scared of Maya. So one of the Prabhupada disciples asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, when I can be free from lusty desires? Prabhupada said very in a grave way, he said, never. So he was completely discouraged. He said, I joined ISKCON to become free from that only, and the founder of this movement is telling never. So he was discouraged, but he never gave up. He asked the same question after some time in the morning walk, Prabhupada, when I can be free from lusty desires? Prabhupada looked at him and told, Govinda Ichha. When the Lord will desire, then you can be free from lusty desires. It means by our own endeavor, we cannot be free from lusty desires. So then what to do? From today, no endeavor. When Krishna will be merciful. So when Krishna will be merciful, we always seek mercy, right? This movement is a mercy movement. So what is the qualification to receive the mercy? Sincerity. Sincerity. Sincerity attracts mercy. So who is sincere? Who is sincere? Some may say, I am sincere. He said, I am also very sincere. And someone will say, I am very, very sincere. What is the symptom? I come for Mangalarti every day. I chant 32 rounds. I am very sincere. So what is the meaning of sincerity? Who gives 100% for Krishna, he is sincere. Very simple formula. And by hearing this formula, we feel discouraged. 100%. Very difficult. But that is the definition of sincerity. Mother Jasoda started the process of binding Krishna in the morning, right? Early morning, Mangalarti time. So Mother Jasoda also attends Mangalarti. Okay? And Mangalarti is there in the spiritual world also. After Rasa dance, the gopis do Mangalarti, then they go home. That is the practice. So Mangalarti is for sadhakas, Mangalarti is for the siddhas also. So practice it. Otherwise, entry will not be there in the spiritual world. So Mangalarti is a must. It's not an option. Right? What do you think? So what I was discussing, what was the point? Sincerity. So Mother Jasoda started the process early in the morning, and when he completed the journey? Evening. Gaurarati. Attend Gaurarati also. Okay. So Mangalarati till Gaurarati, whole day. And I was hearing a lecture, Krishna consciousness is a full-time service. It's not, oh, I can get Krishna by doing 2 hours, 3 hours service. No. We can get the mercy of Krishna when we give 100% for Krishna. That is the formula. Okay. Sincerity. So sincerity attracts the mercy. So Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada once told that Maya cannot touch me. Such a claim and inspiring also. Then one day Prabhupada was sincerely praying in front of the deities, and one devotee asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, what was your prayer? See, the Guru is praying, disciple wants to know also. Very good. Then Prabhupada said, I was praying so that I don't become victimized by Maya. Then devotee who heard Prabhupada made a comment that Maya cannot touch me, that devotee was also there when Prabhupada told that I am praying to the Lord so that I don't become victimized by Maya. He was confused. Two contradictory statements. He approached Prabhupada. Said, Prabhupada, you told like that? Maya cannot touch me, but you are telling this thing now? This looks contradictory. Prabhupada said, it's not contradictory. It's very simple. Because I pray intensely every day like that, because of that, Maya cannot touch me. This is the secret. We have to pray intensely. So that will come another topic. You understand the bad effects of lust. We already discussed in detail now. There are 3 bad effects of the lust. What is the first effect? Lust makes us blind. What is the second? It takes away bad association. What is the third one? Keeps us bound in this material world. Then S. This is a process. Sincerely seek shelter. Shelter is very, very important. Prabhupada explains, holy name is the only safest place in this material world. Especially in this age of Kali. We have to take shelter. Ashray koriya bhaje, Krishna tare nahi taje, baki sab more akaram. It is explained, who has taken shelter of Krishna, who has taken shelter of Krishna's devotees, will not be rejected by Krishna. And if someone has not taken shelter of the devotees of Krishna, his life is just waste of time. So what is the meaning of taking shelter? Taking shelter means completely depending on Krishna. Complete dependence. One of the symptoms is avasya rakhive Krishna vishwasa palan. That Krishna will protect me. That is a symptom of surrender. And when we have that symptom, then we will be free from anxiety. Yesterday we were discussing in detail about anxiety. Why we are in anxiety in this world? Because we have not taken complete shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the cause of anxiety. Pandavas were not in anxiety. They are fighting the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Even after receiving the news that next day Pitama Bhishma is going to kill them, they are not in anxiety. Why? For them, living and dying is the same. Because they know, if I am alive, I will serve Krishna. And if I am dead, I go back to the spiritual world and serve Krishna. For them, there is no difference. There is a principle. For a devotee, living and dying is the same. Parikshit Maharaj, he was cursed to die in 7 days. He was in anxiety. He was in ecstasy. He thanked the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is a verse that, my dear Lord, you are so merciful that you have appeared in front of me in the form of the curse of a Brahmana boy. Dijo sapa rupam. He saw the curse as a form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What to talk about being anxiety because of that curse? Because that death curse revealed Srimad Bhagvatam to Parikshit Maharaj and also to all of us. So that curse was not a curse, because a devotee cannot be cursed and devotee also cannot curse. Curse of a devotee is also a blessing, and when some devotee is cursed also, that is also a blessing. Narad Muni was cursed. By who? Daksha, that you cannot stay in one place. Very good, na? Sannyasi should not stay in one place. So he got the blessings. And that curse is still continuing in our parampara. Whoever takes sannyas gets that beautiful curse. You cannot stay in one place. Is good or bad? Huh? For grihastha it's very difficult. For sannyasi it's a blessing. So therefore, this so-called blessing and curse does not affect a devotee, because he sees Krishna in everything. That is the position of a pure devotee. So seeking shelter is very, very important. When we seek shelter, then we will not be in anxiety. And when we seek shelter, then we will not be victimized by Maya. Example, Prabhupada always give the example of Ajamila and Haridas Thakur. Both related to holy name. Haridas Thakur was tested by Maya herself. And Maya became influenced by the holy name. A prostitute also came to Haridas Thakur to seduce him. But that prostitute became a pure devotee. Why? Because Haridas Thakur took shelter of the holy name. So when someone takes shelter of the holy name, Maya cannot touch him. And what is the symptom of taking shelter of the holy name? Someone says, I have taken shelter, I chant every day, minimum 16 rounds. I have taken shelter. What is the meaning of taking shelter? Complete faith that holy name will protect you. Haridas Thakur exhibited that. When Qazi is told that you'll be killed if you don't give up chanting. So Haridas Thakur, what he said? He said, what to talk about? Stop chanting. I cannot stay for a moment without chanting. He said, if you don't give up chanting, then you have to give up your body. Means you will be killed. If you hear like that, what will happen to us? If you don't stop chanting, you'll be killed. He said, no, I'll be very happy not chanting. Anyway, I don't chant. So, he said, I cannot stay for a moment without chanting. And he declared, Khanda khanda hai deho jai jodi pran, tabuna badane achari, tabuna badane ami chari hari nam. He said, even my body is cut into pieces. Each piece of my body will continue to chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is called seeking shelter. That's why Mahaprabhu sent Sudarshan Chakra to protect Haridas Thakur. Then he personally came to protect Haridas Thakur. So whoever chants the holy name of the Lord, Sudarshan Chakra is doing pradikshina of the devotee. Be very careful. So Krishna gives full protection to those devotees who have taken complete shelter of his lotus feet. So in this age of Kali, we should take shelter of the devotees of the Lord, take shelter of Srimad Bhagvatam, and most importantly, take shelter of the holy name of the Lord. So then we can be free from the attack of Maya. T, tolerate provoking situation. So till that happens, what to do? One famous Acharya declared that whenever the thought of sex life comes into my mind, what happens? My lips curl in disgust and I spit on that thought. Very deep, thought-provoking verse. And Prabhupada was giving a lecture on that verse, was quoting that verse, and literally spat in the class. So means he's at that level. But for a conditioned soul, that thought is very wonderful. Dhayate vishayan pungsha, sangasya sipajayate, sanga sangjayate kama, kamat kradu vijayate, kradat bhavati sammoha, sammoha siddhi vibrama, siddhi vangshat buddhi nasat, anasati. Sinking, drinking water. Externally, oh, very good. Internally, contemplation, not on the holy name, something else. So, it's not that easy. Thought will come. Thinking, feeling, willing, then action. 4 steps. So, that Acharya, what's the name of that Acharya? Jamunacharya. Name is also wonderful. So, Jamunacharya is revealing that when thought comes, means thought comes. Even at his level, thought comes. Because as long as his material body will be there, so that kind of thought will come. But how you respond, that determines the level of your Krishna consciousness. If thought comes, you start feel about that thought, then you are victimized by lust. So what is the reaction of Jamunacharya? He feels disgusted about that thought. And he spit on that thought. So this is the reaction of a person who is very advanced in Krishna consciousness when thought of lusty desires comes into the mind. We should stop there only. So what to do if that kind of reaction does not happen? Tolerate. Tolerating is very, very important. Itching, Prabhupada said, lusty desires are like itching. And if you respond to the itching, react to the itching, then blood will come out. We have to respond. And what is the way to respond? Tolerate. Just like winter season comes, goes away. Summer season comes, goes away. In the same way, lusty desire will come and go away. Don't give importance to that. As soon as you give importance, you'll be captured. That is the science of handling lust. Just don't give importance. Just ignore it. So just like Haridas Thakur did. So when the prostitute came, he said, I will fulfill your desire. When I finish my chanting. And his chanting will never finish. Because he's always chanting the holy name. The first day, that prostitute was frustrated. Second day, again frustrated. Third day, from frustration, she became transformed by the association. So, my Guru Maharaj once told me, if that kind of desire comes, you can say that, oh, I should marry. He said, okay, I'll marry tomorrow. And that tomorrow should not come in your life. So that is the way it's called postponing. Just postpone it. Not the good things, but these things you can postpone. Generally, we are very expert in postponing the services. I'll do it tomorrow. But you can postpone this kind of thought that I'll entertain this, not now, later on. And that date should not come in our life. So that is the way to handle. Last, we have to tolerate. Tolerating is possible when we are humble. Matra sparsastu kanteo sitostasya dukkada agama paino anitta stang titisasya bharata. Tolerating is possible when we seek shelter. Unless we seek shelter, we cannot tolerate. We are very intolerant in this age of Kali. In the modern society, people are very intolerant. Because Kali Yuga is the Yuga of fight, quarrel, kalaha. For small things, we fight. And if you want to see the real picture of Kali Yuga, go to Mumbai and travel in local trains. You can understand what is Kali Yuga. Right? For small things, next station, they will get down. But for that seat, they will fight, not verbally. They go to any level for simple things. Right? We fight. And what is the cause of fight? Because everyone is right. We are all talking about right? This right, that right, everybody is talking about right. When you talk about right will lead to fight. Why there is so much fight? Because everyone is right. That is the principle. Why relationships are broken nowadays? There is no good relationship. Why? Because opinion is more important than the person. We are too much influenced by the opinion, and we want to establish I am right. And in order to establish I am right, you must be wrong. Right or wrong? Right? But in spiritual journey, many things can be right. On Balaram Jayanti Day, I give this lecture every year. When there is a quarrel between the devotees during Prabhupada's time, debate. What is the difference between Krishna and Balaram? So one group, the Prabhuji's group, they said Krishna is black, Balaram is white. That is the difference. Then Mataji group, he said, Krishna is Radha Raman. Krishna always stays with Radharani. Balaram does not have Radharani. So, argument was continuing. Then one senior disciple of Prabhupada thought, better bring the matter to Srila Prabhupada. He brought the matter and he told Prabhupada, Prabhupada is a difference of opinion going on. He said, what is the matter? He said, Krishna Balaram. For that also debate. Very good. He said, what is the point? He said, some group is telling Krishna is black, Balaram is white. Prabhupada said, right. They are right. Then other group is telling that Krishna is Radharaman, Balaram is not Radharaman. Prabhupada said, that is also right. Then Tamal Krishna Maharaj, who was placing the concern, he said, how both can be right? Prabhupada said, you are also right. That's why no fight. So when we accept that everyone is right, there cannot be fight. Then how we can do that? When we focus on duty, not on right. That's why we say duty is the real beauty. So we become beautiful when we are dutiful. That is the beauty. Beauty is nothing external. Beauty is internal. But in this world, we are captivated by external beauty. That is lust. And when we are captivated by the internal beauty, that is called love. And famous example, Hanuman. Interaction between Hanuman and Ram, that Kanda of Ramayana is known as Sundarakand. Right? Externally, Hanuman is not that level of beautiful. Right? He is not Sundar. Even he is not a human species. Then how he is beautiful? So here, the beauty is internal beauty. Hanuman is very, very beautiful. What kind of beauty Hanuman has? Lord Ramchandra exhibited that also. So there was a book released, and in that book, different devotees' names were mentioned. Different devotees' names are mentioned. And which devotees? Those devotees, those who remember Lord Ram all the time, those kind of devotees, very advanced devotees. Hanuman got the news that book has been released. So he went to check whose names are there. So he was checking from the first page to last page, many devotees' names are there. But somehow, name of Hanuman was not there in that book. So he started thinking, I did some service, thinking inside, but somehow my name is not there. So he was little disappointed, little disturbed, but he did not reveal to anyone. But Lord Ramchandra understood. He said, Hanuman, what happened to you? No, it's okay. That is the nature of a devotee. Things are not okay, but okay. So no, something has happened. You're not looking good. He said, no, you released a book. So devotees' names are there. So somehow my name is not there because of that. Little bit is there going on in my mind. He said, okay. Which book you saw? That was part 1. Have you seen the part 2? He said, no, I saw only part 1. So in part 1, I mentioned the devotee's name who remember me. But in part 2, I have listed those devotees' name whom I remember all the time. So please check that book. So Hanuman went and checked. And he saw from first page to last page only one name. That is Hanuman. So, boliye Hanuman ji ki. But giving jai is not enough. So why Hanuman is so dear to Ram? Why? You should know why. So in the war between Ram and Ravana, in the pastime of Lord Ram, who was the real hero? Hanuman. He is the main commander, right? He is a real hero. But when same Ram came as Krishna in Dwapar Yuga, so Hanuman became what? He became a flag. He became a spectator. He became zero. Hero became zero. He complained, what kind of Lord are you? I fought so wonderfully in Treta Yuga. You did not have to speak Bhagavad Gita also. But now, in order to motivate Arjuna, you have to speak Bhagavad Gita. You are making him hero, making me zero. He did like that? No. Because purpose of Hanuman is not to become hero or not to become zero. What is the purpose of Hanuman? What pleases the Lord. If Lord is very happy to make him hero, he can become hero. If the Lord is very happy making him zero, he is very happy to be a zero. So a devotee is not disturbed by these external achievements. That's why Hanuman is the real hero of Lord Ram. So if we want to become real hero, we should not aspire for achievements, what Hanuman did. We should aspire for the consciousness what Hanuman had. He was equally happy being a flag or being a hero. That is the consciousness we should develop. And that is the test we all have to go through in order to become a dear devotee of the Lord. So one atheist king asked, he was on the throne, and he said, you are all devotees of the Lord. You tell me, what is the daily duty of the Lord? What he does, what is his daily routine? Everybody kept quiet. Many people don't know also. What is the daily routine? So he said, you are the devotees, you don't know what your Lord does. Then one small boy was there, he said, I know. So really, you know? Yes. Still, he said, first you come down from your throne. He said, we are shocked to hear that. So somehow, because boy said, so he came down. So when king came down from the throne, the boy went up and sat on the throne. He said, Divyagyan should come down from top to bottom. So okay, now we are on the top. Please tell, what does Lord do on a daily basis? He said, that's what he does. So what he does? That's what he does. But the atheist, no, the king could not understand. He said, that's the duty of the Lord. Whoever is at the top, he makes sure he comes down. And those who are at the bottom, he makes sure he goes up. That is the daily duty of the Lord. And a devotee of the Lord is not interested to go up or stay down. But the formula is, if you want to go up, you have to stay down. Trinadapi sunichena, tararapi sahishnana, amanina manadena, kirtaniya chadahari. When we have that kind of consciousness, then we can tolerate the lusty desires. Then in that process, we can overcome this deadly challenge in our spiritual journey. So leave bad association, understand the bad effect of the lust, sincerely seek shelter and tolerate provoking situations. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagvatam ki jai, Gaur Premanande. I have kept 5 minutes for question answer. Give the mic and somebody can coordinate the question answer session.
Hare Krishna Maharaj Ji, thank you for the wonderful class. Actually, I have two questions, one from last class and one from this class. So, can I ask?
I think one question at a time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, from today's class, I had this question that when you said that Krishna consciousness is a full-time service, so as like those who would be working devotees, so how can they practice this principle of being Krishna consciousness full-time?
He can think of Krishna 24 hours a day. You can, when your external senses are engaged in your duty, that time you can think of Krishna. Just like Mother Jasoda did, Gopis did, other devotees did. They are performing their duty, but thinking of Krishna. Krishna also advised Arjuna, while you fight, think of me. So in that way, you can be Krishna conscious 24 hours a day.
Maharaji, but there is a...
No, but that is the answer. How you do it, that is the next question.
Yeah.
But this is the thing to be done.
So,
little
doubt on this. Can I?
What doubt?
So, what happens that when we are doing like external activity which doesn't require like our mind to be engaged in that. So, if we are in a company like doing coding and also that requires logical thinking and all those things. So, our mind is engaged in that. So, how to like then think of Krishna and do.
So that's why
that.
Prabhupada said, be realistic. What you are thinking while you are chanting. Somebody told Prabhupada, how can I be Krishna conscious when I am sleeping? So Prabhupada said, try to be Krishna conscious when you are awake. So first focus your mind while you are chanting, while you are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. That time also, what we are doing, those who are governed by mode of ignorance, they are sleeping, and those who are in mode of passion, they are thinking for the whole day. So first start thinking about Krishna while you are performing your direct devotional service. Start your practice from there. So when we are Krishna conscious in the morning and the evening, then there is a possibility that during the day also we can be Krishna conscious. So first step is remain Krishna conscious in the morning. First step is like that. Okay, next.
Sir, pardon my lengthy question, sir. So lust, from what I understand over here, is not actually lust that is opposite sex-oriented lust alone. Lust could be with regard to the food we eat, the money we would want to make. It's all lusty desires. Right? Lusty
desires are many, but the primary or essence of all lusty desire is sex desire.
Right, sir. So let's say we categorize all of them in the essence of being lusty. And if I were to be a musician, let's say I'm a violinist and I play violin, I could play it to, earn the love of people, which might still be lusty, or to, maybe make money, which might still be lusty, or earn a name that might still be lusty. But what if I just sit in a closed room and play it for myself, for the love of self? Would that be considered lusty?
It is said love means when you do the things for the pleasure of the Lord. That is called love. And if you don't do that, that is called lust.
Thank you.
You have to perform your music for the pleasure of the Lord. Come in front of, don't close your doors, open your door and enter through the door of the Lord and sit in front of the Lord and perform your music for the pleasure of the Lord. That is called love. Okay? Next.
Hare Krishna, Maharajji.
Yes.
Maharajji, my question is basically that while we are discussing about the 5 types of persons, then you tell that we have to become like a second person that see good and bad both, but focus on the good. But why to see bad? Because if we see bad, then it's our nature to contemplate on that, and then our actions defined according to that.
You are thinking that why not to be in the top position? But we have to understand that we are at the 5th level. That is the problem. If you are at the top level, no problem. We're very happy with that. But in case you cannot, so Prabhupada said, try to be at the 2nd level. But the problem is that we are neither at the 2nd level, forget about the 1st level. We are at the 5th level. That is the problem. So that's why you need a lot of discussion. Okay? Hare Krishna. Next.
We discussed yesterday that purpose of education is to build good character. But we see, Maharaj, in the Vedic times also, education was not given only for character. They used to learn various that weapons also, Dhanurvidya and all. And we saw various examples which turned out to be very envious, even having that Vedic education. So then how we can the purpose is to build good character.
Very good. So the skills are important. Skill is very, very important, because if you don't have skill, you cannot perform. But if you have a skill, but if you don't have value, then you will misuse the skill. That's why in Gurukul system of education, first they check the character. Otherwise, knowledge will not be given, because you will misuse it. Just like if you have the knowledge of using Brahmastra, and if you don't know how to use it, and if you don't have the proper character, it will create a disaster in the society. That's why character is top priority. And depending on the character, you get the knowledge and skills. Okay? And what was the next question? Sometimes we see envious people. Yeah, that's why sometimes. But in Kali Yuga, I was hearing a lecture, and Ajamila story came in Srimad Bhagvatam. Thank God it was written sometime before. If it is written now, then whole Bhagavatam is needed. Ajamila, he saw a prostitute with a man, and that became a story. So now, so because that was exceptional that it can happen to a Brahmana's family. But nowadays it's very normal. If you don't see, that is a problem. So you go to a place, you don't see this kind of thing, then that will come to Srimad Bhagavatam. But that time it came, this kind of incident happened. So this was so exceptional in nature, that's why it came into the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. Always these things will be there, but percentage varies. Okay? Evil effects of bad associations are always there, because bad association is always there. But bad association was very, very less in other yugas. Just like when Parikshit Maharaj told Kali to find 4 places to stay, he could not find. But nowadays, any difficulty to find? Kali is very happy to have his wonderful places. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for wonderful class Maharaj. Maharaj, you told that we should start at the point when the contemplation begins. I mean, we should be very alert at the point of contemplation only. But Maharaj, practically when we see that when we are traveling, so we see many couples are going, and Maharaj, unnecessarily cinema songs are also played. So Maharaj, how to
Unnecessary for you, but very much necessary for others. It's all relative.
Yes, yes.
What you are talking?
Yes, Maharaj. So,
Okay.
so Maharaj, when we go through these situations practically, so Maharaj, what we should do so that at that time we can not make the contemplation start in our mind?
So what do you think? What should be done?
Association we should take of sincere devotee.
Prabhupada said that we have to have good morning program. So when we have good morning program, then our battery, spiritual battery is charged. Then what will happen? That kind of things will not affect us because we are charged. It will bounce back. But if you are not charged in the morning, then that will absorb because you are weak. Just like if you throw a ball on this wall, what ball will do? Bounce back. Why? Very strong. So when your Krishna consciousness is very strong, the ball of material allurement will bounce back. But if you are not, then you'll catch the ball. Okay? Hare Krishna. Next.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Maharaj ji.
Okay.
मेरा ये doubt-
Somebody should coordinate the mic, otherwise people are, I don't know. Okay. Who is raising hand first? I don't know. Okay.
So I had this doubt. You told that when we get a bad thought, we should postpone it. That's how we can tolerate bad thoughts and lust. But अभी होता ये the mind gets to know, okay, he is going to apply this trick of postponing, and the mind is like, okay, ये अभी मतलब वैसे घुमाने वाला है. So it becomes even more violent. The bad thought, whatever thought.
That's why you should also take violent means. That's why Srila Bhakti Saraswati Prabhupada said, every day morning and every day evening, you have to beat the mind with shoes and brooms. Then he will not become violent. Why? Because you become violent. So he'll, out of fear, he'll run away. Okay? Try that.
Thank you.
Next.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So Maharaj, you were telling that how till the time we have lesser desires, till that time we can't feel bliss. Till the time we have lesser desires, we cannot feel bliss in Krishna consciousness. And also we are told several times in the classes that till the time you don't develop higher taste, you can't remain a devotee for the whole life, or in case of someone is aspiring to join the Brahmacharya ashram or something, then they need a higher taste to do that. And we also know that lusty desire is there till the time.
So
we
many
have
things I
this-
saw. Okay, what's your question?
Yeah, so
Okay, tell the question.
till the end of our life, that like till we have this body, this lusty desire will be there. So like these both things I'm not able to understand simultaneously, like how we
What's
can
your
develop.
question?
How we
Frame
can,
your question properly.
no, like then it is like we need higher taste also, and you told that we can't get also because till the time we have lusty desires, we cannot feel the bliss, and also we need higher taste to continue bhakti. So how these both will go together?
You have to understand bliss means top level of Krishna consciousness. Taste can have at different levels. Top level of taste will come when you attain love of Godhead. But to come to that level, you must have some taste. That is called ruchi. From nishtha, when you are free from anarthas, then you develop some taste. That is called ruchi. And that taste becomes more and more, more and more, and more and more, and it becomes completely manifested at the level of love of Godhead. So it's a journey. It's a journey of taste. But you cannot have that journey if you don't have any taste. Then what you will have? You will have a journey of different taste, whatever you have experienced. You understand? Because we cannot carry on with the activity for that we don't have any taste. Mechanically, it is very difficult to continue for long. That's why you have to have some taste. But when I talk about bliss, it's called matured level of bliss. Okay, next.
हरे कृष्ण महाराज जी.
Oh, आप लगता है ये पहले अब मालूम नहीं. Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj ji. So Maharaj, I would like to ask that you told that lusty desire will go away when Govind Diksha will come, and Govind Diksha will come when since we are sincere, and sincerity means giving 100% for Krishna consciousness. But Maharaj ji, can you explain some more light on this?
What
is
more
the
you want
meaning
to
of
hear? It is very clear, I thought.
what is the meaning of giving 100% in Krishna consciousness?
Giving means 100% means 100%. Means what? What do you think? What's your idea? Tell me. About percentage. Boliye. What's your understanding of percentage? So when someone says you have to give 100% of your income to the Lord, so any question on that?
Maharaj,
What is the meaning of that?
that is well defined.
Huh?
If it is coming 1 lakh, we are giving 1
Start
lakh.
with that.
That is 100%.
Start with that. Whatever is clear, start with that. He's scratching his head. That's why Krishna knows he will not be able to do it. That's why start with some percentage. That's why practice. When Prabhupada told, give 50% of your income to Krishna, heart attack. If 100%, I don't know, he'll die. Then 25%, and now we say minimum 10%. Just like Prabhupada started, 64 rounds. Heart attack. 32, very difficult. Then Prabhupada said, minimum 16 rounds. Practice. Start. We have an expectation, high expectations, but we don't know who we are. That is a problem in Kali Yuga. Nadhanang, najanang, nasundaring, high-fi philosophy, but we are having lusty desires. First deal with that. That's why I give the example that high expectations lead to frustrations, right? Expectations. Every boy is thinking that my wife will be that having all divine qualities. They have a checklist also. This one, this one, this one, this one. Expecting that my wife will be like Sita Devi. But he forgets he is not Ram, he is Ravana. Problem. And every girl is thinking my husband will be like Lord Ram. Now now Ram period is coming. So he has a list also, this. But she forgets that she is not Sita. She is Surpanakha. But expectations are high. We are thinking about 100% Krishna consciousness. First start with 10%. 10 will become 20, 20 will become 30, but journey has to begin. That is the lesson. But you will get the mercy, perfection, when you are 100%. But journey has to start. That is called sadhana bhakti. Practice. Okay?
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Yes.
Maharaj, what are the parameters of taking shelter and surrenderance onto the lotus feet of God and devotees?
What is? Parameter.
Yes,
Parameter,
Maharaj.
okay. There are 6 parameters or symptoms. Daina, Atmanivedan, Gatripte Varan, Avasyarakhiva Krishna Vishwasa Palan, Bhakti Anukul Matra Karjara Sikar, Bhakti Pratikulva Varjanangika. 6 symptoms of surrender. First is accepting your humble position as a servant of Krishna. Jiver Sarupaya Krishna Nityadasa. That's the first symptom of Saranagati, surrender. Second, then everything belongs to Krishna, then everything should be engaged in his service, Atmanivedan. Whatever I have should be engaged in the service of the Lord. That is second symptom of surrender. Then I don't have anything, then who will protect me, who will maintain me? Krishna will protect me, Krishna will maintain me. That is the third and fourth symptoms of surrender. Then whatever is favorable for Krishna consciousness should be accepted, whatever is unfavorable should be rejected. These are the 6 symptoms of surrender. Okay?
Hare Krishna.
It has also different levels. Saranagati also has different percentage, because he talked about percentage. Next.
Hare Krishna Maharaji. Maharaji, in the point of seeking the shelter, you mentioned that Prabhupada has explained that chanting the holy name is our only shelter. And many times also we heard that chanting is the main thing. And Prabhupada has given the statement that 99% of our spiritual life depends on the chanting. So a lot of times in the mind the thought comes, then what is the need of doing other things if 99% depends on this only?
That's why find your guru. That is the first step. 99%, 1% will not work if you don't accept a spiritual master. Otherwise, your mind will become your spiritual master. And many questions will come. That's why give up that position being the servant of the mind. Accept your position as a servant of a bona fide spiritual master. Okay? Then everything will be revealed.
Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, one more question. Just like you told in the beginning of the class, that how when we go in some bad association, then we manifest some bad qualities. But practically, just like I see that when we are in the association of devotees only, so when I came initially, then I was having more eagerness to serve devotees, more respect for the devotees. But over the period of time, the eagerness to serve the devotees is becoming less, or respect, rather than respect, I am becoming casual with the devotees. But if I see that I am in the association of devotees only, the association of devotees जिनके साथ मैं पहले था, so why this is happening? We are in the same association.
Association does not mean physical proximity. Association means where is your mind. So that is the association. Arjuna was in very close association of Krishna, but he was bewildered. Kalakrishna Das was very close to it with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was bewildered. So staying near to Krishna is not enough. Hearing from Krishna is most important. Sangha means hearing. And after hearing, contemplating, then applying. That is called Sangha. Sadhu Sangha means hearing from the sadhus. That is Sadhu Sangha. And what is not Sadhu Sangha? Offending the devotees, criticizing the devotees. That is Asat Sangha. Okay?
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Maharaj, जैसे we saw examples in Bhagvatam, Sukdev Goswami also gives examples that to explain something. So in our real life also we see some wonderful examples which are practicing very nicely and are still continuing and spreading Krishna consciousness. So just wanted to know that what is the secret of your success? You have been doing it so well.
So that's a private question. You can ask me privately. So that can be discussed later on. Topic is Ajamila. So discuss about that. So you can discuss later on that one. It's not an important question. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaji. So you told lusty desires, as long as we are in this material body, the lusty desires will come, but we have to learn how to tolerate that.
Yeah, because Arjuna was told by Krishna, last desire is in the senses, mind, intelligence, this is the body. So we are living
But
with
like,
lust.
Maharaj,
Yes.
like this, that tolerance also need strong determination. Like some anarthas are there of past life or this life before coming to Krishna consciousness. So like some anarthas, they are deep rooted. So
Some, very good, you have advanced. I have many.
Lord,
Very good. So something is happening.
there are many anarthas.
No
Means
problem.
they are deep.
Okay. So what's your question?
Anarthas are like they don't बहुत सारे हैं. So how to that determination? How to get determination to tolerate that?
Utsahat, Nischayat, Dharyat. These are the three aspects Rupa Goswami explains in Nectar of Instruction. Nischayat. What is the meaning of Nischayat? That you have faith that this will happen. If you don't have faith, then you cannot start any journey. That's why having faith in the process of devotional service is the must to go forward. Shraddha Sabda Vishwas Kare Sudhira Nischay Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hai. By rendering devotional service to Krishna, everything will be achieved. If that faith is there, then we can advance and we can be determined. Prabhupada said, if confidence, determination will come when we have that kind of faith. And another simple process, those who are determined, stay with them. Those who are fixed in devotional service, if you stay with them, you will also be fixed. Fixed up devotees are very important to keep us determined. Okay? Sangha, sadhu sangha is a driving force of our spiritual journey. Okay? Last question about lust.
Hare Krishna Maharaj Ji, Dandavat Pranam. So, as you have told that pure devotees also sometimes lusty desires comes in mind of pure devotees also. So I have also heard that they are 24 hours they are engaged in the service of Krishna. So I am not able to understand this, that how lusty desire can come in the mind of.
Pure devotee has different levels also. Prabhupada said that Siddha can have also different levels. The point here is that because we are in this material world and the whole atmosphere is surcharged with lust. So there is a possibility that that may come into the mind. So that is one level of pure devotee, and those who are Nitya Siddhas or those who are completely perfected, for them this kind of thing will not happen. But advanced devotees also can experience this, not the perfected devotees. So Jamunacharya is teaching by his own words that be very, very careful. It's not that Jamunacharya is affected by that, but he is teaching by his own example. Okay?
There is a difference between advanced and perfect.
There are different levels of advancement. Ado Saddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivriti, Nistha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. Prema also has different levels. Sneha, Mana, Pranaya, Raga, Anuraga, Bhava, Mahabhava. Mahabhava also has different levels. Perfect, more perfect, most perfect. So it will be difficult to explain now. Okay? For details, you can consult Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami. Okay? So we'll end here. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagvatam ki